The Sutter Buttes are located a little less than an hour north of California's state capital of Sacramento near Yuba City and are often referred to as the world's smallest mountain range. On our way up to Redding, California to see some family, we decided to get off the 5 at the 99 split and take the 99 up towards Yuba City. As you get closer to Yuba City, you can see the Sutter Buttes out in the distance as you drive north along the 99. I decided to bring my grandpa along with me, and we drove along Pass Road, which goes along the southern edge of the Sutter Buttes. Me and my grandpa are always fascinated with this mountain range because we would always go up to Redding to see our family, and as we were driving along the I-5, we saw this mountain range just kind of sticking out of nowhere above the very flat Sacramento Valley. So we decided to go check it out on this particular day when we were going to see our family up north in Redding. All right, so me and my grandpa are traveling in Northern California right now. We're currently driving around the Sutter Buttes. There's a little monument here to when John C. Fremont camped here in 1848. So are you ready to drive around the Sutter Buttes and check them out?
Yeah, let's go. It'd be interesting to see it up close and personal.
Yep, we always see them in the distance on I-5 whenever we have to see our family in Redding, so it's kind of interesting to be up this close to them.
Yeah.
All right.
Get on the road again and go check it out.
Let's do it. One thing that's worth noting when you're visiting the Sutter Buttes is that most of the land is on private property and is mostly fenced off, so please make sure you respect everyone's property when you go and visit the Sutter Buttes like me and my grandpa did. Alright, so right out in the distance there is South Butte, which is the highest point of the Sutter Buttes at just over 2,000 feet above sea level. And fun fact, that's actually the highest point in the California Central Valley. And you might be asking yourselves, we're in a mountain range, how are we in a valley right now? Well, the Sutter Buttes are completely surrounded by the Central Valley. It's just really weird how you have this big, long 500-mile valley, and then, well, right in the middle of it here are the Sutter Buttes.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to figure out or try to learn how this little mountain range got here in the first place. It looks like it might have been volcanic activity, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah. Some people say, and I think Wikipedia says this too, that it's very loosely connected to the Cascade Range farther north in California and the Pacific Northwest. But yeah, pretty interesting, I think. Right here we're looking at the South Butte, which is the highest point of the mountain range, and it sits 2,122 feet above sea level, or 647 meters. All right, now we're going to continue our journey around the Sutter Buttes. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do it. As you can see, as we're driving along the Pass Road here along the south side of the range, the entire road is fenced off from the rest of the range, so you can't just walk out there and explore at your own risk. Like I said earlier in the video, the entire range is pretty much on private property. According to Wikipedia, the Sutter Buttes were formed 1.6 million years ago from volcanic activity, and that the volcano itself has been dormant for 1.4 million years. There are some geological references that suggest that the Sutter Buttes are loosely connected to the Cascade Range farther north in the state, but there are significant differences in age from the rock of the Cascade Range and the Sutter Buttes itself here down in this part of California. The mountain range is easily visible when you drive through the Sacramento Valley along Interstate 5 and California Highway 99, and the mountain range almost looks north-south oriented when you're driving along these roads. But if you actually look at an aerial shot of this mountain range, it basically almost forms a complete circle about 10 miles north-south, east to west, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Alright, it is a beautiful spring day here in late April as we're filming this. It's obviously still very green. Typically in April, this stuff starts drying out, but since we had a really wet winter, this will probably be green for a few more weeks here into the month of May, so. And one thing I would like to say too is you should probably not come here in the summertime. I would highly advise against it because it gets very hot here, right, Grandpa?
Yes, it does get very hot here in the Central Valley, yes.
And I would say it probably gets well over 100 degrees here during the months of June, July, August, September. Yeah, probably come here in the wintertime or spring or fall if you really want to check this out. And if you come in the summertime, be sure to stay well hydrated because, like I said, you're in the middle of the Central Valley and it gets very hot here in the summertime.
Also, I'm surprised there's a lack of wildflowers in here right now.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty barren as far as there's grass, but no, I don't. There's a few wildflowers, but not. You think there'd be part of the wildflower bloom up here too, but it really isn't. So.
Yeah, guess not every part of California gets a super bloom.
Yeah.
But it's still beautiful nonetheless, even without the wildflowers. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, it's a nice area here.
All right, ready to continue down the road?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. Out in the distance there, you can see the Coast Ranges. And there's still snow on them, even out here in late April of Northern California, so that's pretty cool to see. I'm not sure how good the camera's picking it up, though. As we were driving along the pass road here, I definitely noticed a few herds of cattle out here, and it looks like this is primarily used for grazing land out here by the private landowners. And these cows, along with a few birds that I saw, were the only wildlife that I saw out here at the Sutter Buttes. Prior to 1960, the land here in the Sutter Buttes was still private, but was still accessible to the public. However, in 1960, a fire spread across the buttes, and local ranchers and farmers decided to close off public access to prevent the spread of future fires and other potential damages to local property and wildlife here in the area. There have been numerous calls for the state of California to buy land here and turn this into a state park because of the unique geography of the area and the potential for tourism. However, local opposition from the local ranchers and farmers have prevented that from happening for many years now, and the future remains uncertain whether public access will be allowed here in the Sutter Buttes anytime in the near future. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed our little excursion there to the Sutter Buttes. It was definitely interesting to see them up close. What do you think?
Yeah, it's I've always saw the Sutter Buttes from Highway 5, but never been up close and personal to them. Kind of a fun fact, it's actually a round mountain range. From the air, if you look down at it, it's round. It's not. It's an interesting formation being out here in the middle of nowhere.
I think what my grandpa's trying to say is the mountain range forms a circle, and because from the ground a lot of times it looks like a north-south oriented mountain range, but it's actually a complete circle if you actually look at it from the satellite or from the air. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had fun, Grandpa.
Yeah, I did. It was interesting. It's pretty cool.
All right, we will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.
Bye.